Good afternoon, all, and welcome to our last session of lecture series on research essentials. Today's session is on effective citation and referencing from avoiding plagiarism, which is going to be conducted by Dr. Ajay Koli. Before starting the session, a few instructions for all the participants and all the faculties. As you attended all the sessions, and yes, we want feedback from you regarding all these sessions. So at the end of the this session, I'm going to share feedback link during the meeting in the chat box only. So you will not receive any WhatsApp group or anything. So if you're in the session, you will receive that in the chat box. That's the one thing. And second, all the session recordings and PPT will be shared by with you on Monday. I have received all the session recordings, but today's session recording and two PPTs by Dr. Omir Gautam. So I will share all these materials with all the participants on Monday. So without delaying much, now I request Dr. Ajay Koli sir to start with the session.
Thank you, Rahul sir. And I hope we all have kept little extra charging for Saturday post-lunch session. So yes, I also got little extra charging. So I expect same. Yes, Ganesh sir, you want to ask something?
I think it's by mistake. He's joined through mobile.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Ajay sir, start.
Yes, sir. Okay, so very good afternoon to all of us. And today we are going to talk about effective citation and referencing to avoid plagiarism, right? And this is our fourth session in this series. And today I will be I will be talking about how to do proper citation and what is actually plagiarism, if still we have some confusion about it. And then also we are going to cover one tool, which the name is Zotero, like how to use Zotero, and it's a free tool which we can use. How to use Zotero for the citation. And this is the agenda for this session. And with all your permission, so I will just go for the next slide. Okay. And this picture has some special like explanations, which I will do that. So yes, so first quote from our scientist Newton, like, if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Okay, so now you must have got some idea like why I kept this picture next to this quote. So some of you would like to speak about it, like why this quote and why this picture?
Ajay sir.
Yes.
This says about without believing on others, you can't move ahead.
Okay. Okay.
So as I see the person who is standing on the top, if he doesn't have a belief on the people who are below him, he cannot have that much of courage to be there.
Yes.
So similar thing happens in the research only also, right?
How?
You believe on what other people are telling. You may believe in the sense you are working on that ground, what somebody else has told previously.
Yes, thank you. Very good answer. And my humble request that please say your name, because on the full screen
This
I can
this is Professor Shweta Kishore from Commerce and Management.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah. Yes, that is very nice answer. Some more interpretations from anyone else? Because I have to keep all of us awake, so I will be keep on asking you the in between. Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Rightly said, Archana Singh. Rightly said by Shweta ma'am. If we do not stand on the shoulders of the giants, maybe the ones who are veteran in that field, we will not be able to come up with maybe the future scope of research. So basically, taking up the future scope of research, that means that we are standing on the shoulders of the giants and then giving some contribution towards the field which we are working on.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Archana, ma'am. Yes. If someone else also want to add something, so you are welcome, please. Anyone else? Okay, good. So thank you, Shweta ma'am and Archana ma'am. That is what I also intend when I kept this picture here, that it is, and taking help of Mr. Newton, scientist Newton, that he says, and he told this in 1675, writing a letter to his fellow scientist, Professor Hooke, that if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of the giants. So, and this line is so impactful. Even if you have noticed, Google Scholar use the same line actually on their web page. Google Scholar, it is written below, stand on the shoulder of giants. So, and that is what actually kind of we need to do when we do the references and when we do the citation. That because it is not just one routine exercise which looks like yes, you have something written in very absurd way, ki name, year and something, and then it looks like yes, it is a research paper. No, those were actually the shoulders of the giants or the stalwarts in your respective discipline whose help you take, and then you build your own argument, right? So that's what I think Shweta ma'am mentioned that about this kid, and thank you for noticing it. Before I did not notice that there was a kid at the top, and that is very interesting thought I got from that. Yes, if we consider ourselves as a kid because we are learning from it, so we can put our small argument, improving upon the work of the senior people who were already there before us, and then and belief that yes, they have done something good and now we can also contribute into that, right? So we are dealing with several things like argument, continuation, conversation, and standing on the shoulder of the giants. And please do not get scared if somebody is thinking that we are going to do this exercise. No, I don't think so. so let's see, and I will try my best ki we are able to understand ki why this quote and why this picture. Okay, so now just to add to this, now let's come to a recent scholar and what she says about the whole citation thing and the importance of it. If all of you also can read with me, so that will be helpful. मतलब आप मन मन में पढ़ सकते हैं हम लोग. So like ga means oh my god, like kind of not all resolved. I still did not have an argument. The person is trying to write a research paper and the person is struggling for an argument. I couldn't just report data analysis and X, like X, some area which you are trying to prove, and some analysis you have done. So you cannot just say, this is my data analysis and this is the X what I'm trying to study. I had to say what X and our data together meant for how we thought differently about X, right? So you must have got some different angle about that particular concept, right? And then only you thought I should collect some more data and try to understand that different angle, right? Now, what is that different angle? Are you able to reach there? So that is what the first line, and then in the continuation of this, and the next point is, and so what? The paper had to take the reader somewhere. Okay, so it is not just like our work, so we have written and our work is done. No. Science is a conversation where we add our contribution, and after reading our work, the reader, the who is trying to understand something new, which we are claiming that he or she should feel that now, yes, they are reached to some upper level or the lower level after reading our paper. So they should reader should be somewhere after reading our paper. Their state of brain and intelligence should change little bit, at least somewhere. And then I had to find an angle that would be of interest to the journal readers and would actually advance the conversation that had gone on, right? So there I'm trying to make three things here. Number one, you have the data about some X concept. So how they differ, because your analysis should bring something new, what you are trying to understand. And then second, with that understanding, is your reader going somewhere? Like are you taking your reader somewhere before he was earlier? And then the third thing, whatever is your argument is any journal reader is interested to read that? And are you contributing in the conversation which is already going on? Okay, so that is what I think everything is going on here. Like you treat it like now I'm just coming back to again this picture. And okay, how many of are completely lost? Ki ye kya ho raha hai? Please tell me honestly. So I will understand, because maybe for me it is looking कि मैं तो सब कुछ बड़े अच्छे से बता रहा हूँ. But if some of you feel कि completely lost, कि हमें तो कुछ भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा, हो क्या रहा है? Can you please just say hands up just on the Google Meet, so I understand. Otherwise I will consider कि everyone is going okay. So I heard 1, 2, I guess. Okay, so yeah, so let me just rephrase again. Now I'm trying and one more attempt. In science, what happens? Rarely it happens that we start something from the zero. So there are very, very strong chances, whatever you're trying to do, someone must have at least near to already done that. So as a scientist, our duty is to read that what is already has done, join that conversation, understand that conversation, what is already happening. Now in that, and how you do that? By reading the books, by reading the journals, by reading the latest research. Okay, in this particular area, what is happening? That is the, and how they take the conversation forward by publishing papers after papers, journals after journals. So that is the way scientists and science talk with each other. Okay, by publishing books, by writing papers, and then having lectures like this, transfer of the knowledge kind of. So that is the conversation. Now in that conversation, if you miss to read the most important work, so definitely you are going to make the mistake. And that is the point, is stand on the shoulders of the giants, the most important work in our interest area. You should make them at the basis, so that the chances of you, like this picture says, of you falling will be less, making mistakes will be less, if you read thoroughly who are the most strongest and the most important work in your area. Now the next part was, and then in that you have to find an argument and angle. So in this conversation, what is your contribution? Like you have to climb all the way at the top, and then you say, see, I did it in my way, so in my style. So what was your argument? What is your angle? What is your addition in this already going on conversation? And that is very important. And that is why we do the citation. It is not a ritual. It is not just a ceremony. You have to add some 20-25 references, and then your research work look like a research work. And that is why, there is no justified number. How many references is the right number? Because the number of citations which are sufficient to put your argument or stand your argument, if you go with this picture, and that is the right number of the references. So you have to find an argument. An argument means what did you find interesting about it? What do you think you can add it further? That is your argument. And that itself is a big topic actually, and we can definitely cover in some another time what is argument in research and how to build an argument in research. So next point is, so what? This question, as I was mentioned in the first session as well, it's very, very important. We are doing the analysis, we are doing everything, but so what? How does it matter for the science? How does it matter to the society? So you have to use references and citations in such a way so that you can justify your question, ki, so what? So reader will say, ki, okay, that's why I read this and that is what I learned from it. So you should be able to take help from the references to answer these two. And then the third one, advance the conversation. No one has done any work which able to answer all the questions. No research work, no science work has been done so far like that. So every work add in the already going on journey of the science, or we are social sciences management, so social science also, but that is also science. So that already that conversation is going on. Now how are you advancing it? Okay, so please make sure that whenever you try to we try to advance any work, we are rarely we should claim, Kina, this is something which is nobody has done. Okay, because I think one of the biggest scientists, Stephen Hawking, told that nothing has been left on Earth which is yet to be seen, yet to be researched and everything, except the space. So it could be possible, but the only thing which can be done is how differently you are advancing the already going on conversation. And of course you can take the risk to start something completely fundamentally new, but then you are not standing on the shoulder of the giants. So then do not complain why my paper is not getting published, because no good journal will take the risk to publish something so fundamentally different. Or your name should be so big, like you already got so many awards, and then definitely you can claim something fundamentally new. But initially it is a good key stand on the shoulders of the giants and then build your argument and make sure that your references has all those giants in your respective discipline. Okay, so till here, any question?
Hello, Ajay sir? Hello?
Okay, and what was the last line you heard from me?
Any questions?
Any questions? Okay, so we did not miss the material at least, right? Because I lost the connection, I'm so sorry. Yes. So, okay, so any questions? So, till here? No? Okay, so, okay, now let's talk a little bit about what is actually citation and how to avoid plagiarism. So citation means citing sources allows scholars to give credit to other scholars for their hard work and their ideas. It's very simple. So in the bibliography, if you have mentioned someone's work, and we should, because if we have, we credit them for their hard work and for their ideas. So that is the purpose of the citation. It is not to make you key, oh my God, why, how to write these many citations and how many citations and how many read more papers. But if you have learned from someone, so that person must have done a lot of hard work behind developing their research paper or that idea. So we should give a proper credit for the hard work and for their ideas. That is the main purpose of the citation. Then by citing sources, we also provide a roadmap for the readers. The references is also one of the most important part in any report or research paper, because that is a roadmap for the whole conversation, what are the important work from the earlier years, what are the important years in the latest time, and the ongoing conversation, like what are the important people who are talking about this particular topic. So these are the two important contributions, like why we do citations answer I was able to find in this way. And a few of these things I have taken from the Harvard University education website, because there's no harm, because it's one of the best, of course, and there's no harm to learn from them. So this is about the citation, why we do, and these are the two main purposes. After this, what is plagiarism? Very simple, stealing. So plagiarism is a stealing when you take someone else's work and you just simply say it is your own. That is plagiarism in academic language, because we always like to make things difficult using very fancy words. But in simple word, it is stealing. You have taken someone's idea and then you are saying it is my idea, and which is considered as one of the biggest crime in academics, at least. And when we talk about the plagiarism, it could be intentionally or unintentionally. Means you knew that this work you have taken from someone else, but you still decided, no, I will go ahead. Sometimes it could also happen unintentionally. Like you forgot to give a proper quote marks or the references, right, by mistake. That is also possible, but still you will be considered as guilty of plagiarism, right? Because you are the author, you have taken the whole responsibility for that work. So either whether the plagiarism is intentional or unintentional, you have to say sorry or you have to retract your work. Okay, so that is the thing. Now, if you intern a paper which copied material from any source without citing that source, yes. And also it is also plagiarism when you take material from some any XYZ source and you did not mention the source when you are actually using their work. That is also a guilty of plagiarism. So please, 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 very, very careful. Slow publish, but do not publish with plagiarism, because if it will become very difficult for you to justify how it happened, right? So even you can use one of the most whatever advanced methods, but and you think that yes, mera pass ho gaya, I got only 2% plagiarism or 1% or not even less than 1%, but you know that you did it, you changed few things and you managed somehow. Better not to do it. Okay, we should not do it, including me. So, and then note that changing just few words or replacing them with synonyms, because even I try to be so smart and using online tools like text editor and text. There are softwares which change the words according like that way. But I don't think so. That is a very sustainable practice. And even changing the synonyms also doesn't leave us from the mistake of plagiarism. So we should not do that. Better thing is learn from something, paraphrase it, and then give the proper citation. Okay. So I used a new word, paraphrase. So I can just explain what is paraphrase. Like you learn some idea from some book or some any source, and then you change that text into your language. Okay, but now it is your language, you are writing in your own words, but you know that idea you took from that particular source, so you have to mention that source. Now you must be thinking, how do I know? Okay, like you read one book and then when you're writing, that idea came to your brain, but then you are saying, okay, this idea is coming to my brain, then why should I write someone else's name? Okay, so let's do some quick exercise and we'll identify like we identify when to know कि you are doing a plagiarism. Okay, so it's a 30-second exercise. All of you need to sing your favorite songs. चाहे तो आप माइक ऑन करके भी गा सकते हैं if you want us to listen, और आपने मन में भी गा सकते हैं. But only thing is that you have to note down on piece of paper कि कौन सा गाना आपके मन में आया. Okay, and anyone who is interested, you can tell कि I was thinking immediately about this song. Okay, so you have 30 seconds. So let's see. Yes. Okay. So who would like to say which songs came to your brain? Are we there? Also, are we
Yes,
there?
sir.
Okay.
Can I?
Yes, ma'am, please.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Yeah, please.
This was the song which came.
Okay,
These
this
are
was
a
a
few
song.
of my
Okay.
favorite things.
Okay. Okay. Only one song came?
The second was Do a Deer, a Female Deer.
Okay.
Ray, a Drop of Golden Sun.
Okay. 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 Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else would like to share?
Shared in the chat box, sir.
Okay, because see, that's why I'm saying, because I cannot see, because I have to I have to leave the full screen, then only I can see the chat. Yeah.
मैम ने लिखा है पल पल दिल के पास, राइट मैम?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am mentioned ki pal pal dil ke paas, then with the ma'am time is changing. Okay. See, now, as you see, when you want to be in that zone, like you want to, remember some songs of your own, like which you like. So what you do, they just come to your mind, and you start singing them while writing something, cleaning, or whatever we are doing, right? So, but that, does it make that song your song? Maybe you know the lyrics, you know everything, but I think same time you know who, from where originally that song came, who actually sang that song, who actually act on that song, right? I think I'm just trying, you may already know this very well, but sometimes we don't know which sentence I should write, give citation, and for which sentence we should not give the citation, right? So I think I just thought, I think, I'm not sure how effectful this exercise will be, but I just thought, and I applied on myself, and I thought I think that can help me to remember if I know this lyrics I heard from someone else, it means this idea is from someone else, and I need to give the citation for that. Similarly, it goes for the research work. When you're writing your research work, when you're writing your paper or book, anything, and when you're writing and you know that this idea, when you are writing, someone's name, some memories or book or journal is coming to your brain, it means you have learned from those people, and you need to mention their name. Okay, I hope, is it a little bit helpful? Or it was a stupid exercise? Okay, was it a little helpful? No? Okay, did we lose the connection again? No, okay, we are there. Okay, so, okay. So, okay, was it little helpful? Can someone just say yes or no? Like, or some of your experience, like there are many professors here who have much better experience than me in writing research papers. Can we say in this way, like when we are writing, when we are writing some idea and some name pops up in our brain key, and then we should write, that is the way to go for the citation? Yes, please. Or is it a message? Okay. Okay, so we decided to not to talk. Okay, so no problem. Okay, so let's see, now I can share some of the methods to avoid the plagiarism, and which can also help you to at the later stages when you read through a lot of papers and books, and then still you are struggling to write, how to avoid plagiarism at that time. So first tip is, and these tips again I have taken from the Harvard University website. So first tip is, keep track of your sources, especially the electronic sources. Okay, so because electronic sources get changed also, because if they update the website, they update any profile, so the URL may not work, when you have downloaded and when you are submitting it for publication. So always check the URL before the submission, that the URL, which URL means the website address or the address of the paper which you are reading. So sometimes they ask for it, and or if it is a magazine article or a newspaper article, so we have to give the URL or the website address of that link. So if you think that this is very, very important and you should not lose the right source, so take print of the electronic sources, the sources which are only available online, right? So this is very important, because if you have an URL in your paper, and when the reader is trying to click on it, or the reviewer is trying to click on it and see the source, and if it is leading to like no page found, I think it will be a problem for you also, because you might have used that link for a very important, what do you say, a very important research paper. Okay. Okay. Next tip is keep sources in correct context. Okay. So when we are taking any reference material, or any book or paper or magazine article, when we are citing them, make sure that the context in which they have given those findings or the results or the discussion and the conclusion, that context you understand, so that when you mention those numbers or the statements, they are very unbiased. Like if you know that one particular publisher or organization, they are biased towards one particular political ideology, one particular style of research modeling, so of course they will give that particular kind of conclusions. So try to make a distance from the sources which you think that they have a very strong inclination towards one particular ideology. It could be political, religious, or any other research approach. If you think that they have very strong inclination toward that side, and you are and you are not using in that context, so be careful about that also, right? Because you will be not doing exactly plagiarism, but you will be contributing in a kind of a plagiarism where you are using a fact which is actually not working in your context, because you have taken that from a completely another context. So it becomes biased one. So your sources should be unbiased. Third is, do not cut and paste. Okay, never ever cut and paste. You should type. Okay, even you're looking at the screen, but type it down, because whenever we cut, copy, paste in the HTML files or in the electronic resources, there are so many hidden things you also copy when you just copy your own material. Okay, so and you do not want any source of like any thread or cache material in your paper which can show even very distant connection from any source, right? So just read it and type it. Do not cut, copy, paste in your original document in which you are writing. Never ever. Make it a hard, fast rule. Okay, I'm saying especially
Sir,
from the yes,
sir, can I ask a question over here?
please ma'am, please.
So if in Mendeley, in the notes, if we are writing and we copy it, it's in all in our language, and we are copying it from there and then pasting it in Word, citing it, then is it okay, or there will be a problem with that too?
Ma'am, recommendation is कि your main document, right, where you are
Yeah,
writing your main paper, there
yeah.
you should not copy paste actually, because now so many things are there in the hidden which you actually do not see by naked eyes, but it is getting, and some kind of thread it will leave in your document, because when they will upload for the what do you say, plagiarism check, the chances are very low, but why to take the risk? That's why it is suggested.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Because
much.
if you consult with some computer science faculty or student, they can tell you hundreds of things, when you just copy paste, they come with it actually, which we don't see actually like this. Yes.
Okay, okay,
Okay. So try to minimize it as much as possible. Do not cut, copy, paste, especially in your main document, which you think you are going to submit for the final, like plagiarism check or for the final publication. Right. Then the next thing is separate file with dates. Okay, so this is the one of the most recommended style of writing file names in the data science, because I also have little bit okay knowledge in R. So we recommend strongly to start file name with the year, then month, and then date, and then 2-3 keywords related to your document. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing, do not leave any space. Okay, do not leave any space means any space. You can use the hyphen, you can use the underscore, but do not leave any space in the file name document. These two, there are several tests, but these two, if you start using with anyone you will communicate files, they will be blessing you so much, because your files will be automatically in a very nice chronological order, like date wise, and you can easily find, okay, which one is the latest one, right? And I'm not just saying, because even if I can show, even my whole document is arranged like this. Like I hope you're able to see, these are my projects. So if you see, everything is starting with the year, and I know that latest one is here. Okay. And if you go year by year, automatically your folders will be, and now if you even copy paste any folder, automatically your files will be arranged in a chronological order, and immediately you can find, okay, which one is my latest project I'm working upon. So this will also reduce your lot of last minute tension when you're looking and searching for the the right citation source. So this is also one very good tip.
So this was really useful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am. Okay, thank God I'm somewhat useful. So okay, so okay. Next tip is keep your own writing and your sources separate. What is the meaning here is the document in which you are writing means your, let's say, call it paper. So that is your paper. So keep that completely separate, and the source from which you are making notes, keep those documents completely separate. And now the logic is, let's say I made notes from the 10 different sources. Okay. And now I learned something from those 10 different sources. But notes are notes. You cannot write notes in the research paper, right? So notes you keep as it is, and then based upon your notes and your learning, you start the main paper document, and then you write there, and keep your notes as it is. Okay. So that at the end, you will not confuse which one is my work and which work I have, learned from other sources. So it looks like you may have to create 30 different documents for each source, but it will make your life very, very easy, because if you want to know, let me see, I learned something from Kohli's paper, and what did I learn? If your all notes for every work you have read is in a single document, then you have to go through the whole notes. Okay, where is that author? Where is that author? And then you're scrolling the whole page, and you're trying to find that author. And we all know how good we are in making notes, right? So and you're finding that, and you know that this is the real pain when our papers come back for the review. Okay, though I have only one paper experience, but that taught me a lot, because I made the world mistakes in that. So keep for each author, each work, or each paper, or each book, one document separately. Name that document with the author's name, or with the date if you want, both, like date and then the author. And keep the whatever you learn and what you think you are going to write this in your main paper, write in that document, maybe one line. But you just think, when you want to cross check again sometime, okay, what did I learn from this author? So you need not to go through your complete notes. You can just go directly to that document, and which is where you have written the date and the author name. Just immediately you can see, okay, I learned from this author this particular thing. And then you can immediately come back to your main paper, and you can update or whatever you want to do with that. So even I personally found this very, very important. So I used to make very rigorous notes, but I never tried separate document for each paper. I think that is going to be very helpful even for me, right? Okay, I hope we can go next. Okay, next is, keep your notes and your draft separate. Always, always, always. Never mix them. And because we sometimes think, okay, like I thought, Okay, I am so smart, so I can write the notes in the same paper. And later notes are itself I will convert into my language, and that will look more fancy, and I will save lot of file disk space, I guess, or space in my computer. But it became very difficult after some time. Okay, where are my notes? Or let's say if you want to use the same notes for another work, now where are your notes? Because you converted your notes into paper. Okay, or let's say you want to share those notes with some of your colleague or your PhD student. You don't have notes. You converted your note into a research paper. So, and in case again after 5 years you want to read that paper and you want to see what is the most important thing, you know that you have read it, but you also converted that note into a research paper. Okay, so again you have to read the whole paper. So I think it's a very good practice to keep the notes completely separate and draft completely separate. Draft means the main paper completely separate, and keep them as it is. Even your work paper got published, and the notes you can keep. Okay, these are the notes from this particular paper. Right? So I think that will be very helpful. Next is paraphrase carefully in your notes. Acknowledge your sources explicitly when paraphrasing, because that is one of the most challenging thing. Paraphrase, because you cannot write everything in quotes, because that is what we do. If you are taking some very, very important words or key terms from somebody and you do not want them to fall in plagiarism, you give them in the quotation marks, double inverted commas, quotation marks. But how many can you do that? So that's why some relaxation, you can do the paraphrasing, right? So you learn from them, but those thoughts and ideas you convert in your own language, and then you present them by giving their citation. So you can do that, but we should do that, and we are doing that, but do it carefully. And then again, this paraphrasing also you should do in the notes also, so that when you doing this taking material from one notes to another paper, you will not confuse which words are the paraphrase words, which are my words. Okay, so I hope here we have three things. Number one, your own words. Number two, words which you have paraphrased. And number three, words which are in the quotation marks. Okay, so at the end of any of your work, you should be able to make difference between the three things: the notes and ideas in your inverted commas, the lines which you are paraphrased, and which are originally your own lines, right? So reduce all this burden. So make notes in a nice, decent way, and and then in the original one, just read the notes and write one time in one go there, whether it's inverted commas, or your own writing. But keep your notes also intact. So separate notes from draft, very, very important. Okay. Now don't save your citations for the later. Okay, because tomorrow never comes. So if that note you have to make right now, so make it right now. Okay, this is the paper I'm reading from here. This is the source. This is the time. This is the author, and this is the link. Because you never know. And I hope all of you have been in that situation. You know that it was just there. You just Google and it came at the top. And why the hell it's not coming this time? Okay, because Google is also dynamic. Maybe between your last search and this search, maybe there are 1 more million additions in there. So you may never reach to that source again. And take for me that data today is a big, big ocean, and it is very difficult to get hold to the same thing second time. So whenever you get hold to it, just make a sincere note, and never leave it for the next time. Okay, I will save it later, or I will note down later where from I have taken this. Okay, so do very religiously citations. Do it at the same time. Never save it for the later. Right. Next is always use quotation marks for directly quoted material, even for the short phrases, even for the key terms. Okay, if it's a very important term and you have taken from some authors, so always use the quotation marks, because that reduces your plagiarism. But of course, you cannot put everything in the quotation marks. So that also depends how much you are using. Okay, I think with this, I think we tips are done, I guess. Yes, with this tips are done. Okay, any question till here, or we can go next? Or you want to save it for the end? It's up to you. No issues. Okay, if no questions, I'm going next. Next
Sir,
is
may
yes,
I
please.
ask a question?
Yes,
Sir, I was reading few papers based on the literature review, and their authors have tried to formulate a table of a number of papers published on that particular concept. So actually, can we just you said rightly that now the data is like an ocean. So how one can publish such a table in the paper, or do we have any scientific tools the way you have told us about the mapping tool and all?
So your question is, can we write the name of the authors in the tables? That is your
No.
question?
I am asking that the authors has formulated table having the numbers of research paper already published in say ABCD journals on that particular concept. So do we have any tool for understanding the actually number of papers which is already published?
So like you want to know in this particular concept how many papers have been published?
Yeah, because many authors have written such a table in their literature in their paper, which is particularly based on the literature review.
Okay, and this paper is about the literature review of that particular concept.
Yes.
So see, if somebody is writing a conceptual paper, which is also called as a review or literature review paper, I think they have to mention some of the most important new authors, because that is why they are doing the literature review, right? Because maybe in the next 10 years something important has happened, so it is a time to do a literature review paper, right? So, and I think in that paper it is justified if they write the different authors' name in the tables according to the themes on which they have contributed in a new way. But if you want to know on a particular concept how many papers have been published, first of all, do not try that, because by the time you reach to some number, you will again find lots and lots more addition. Okay, and it will only increase our brain pain. Ki, oh my God, how many more I have to read? Okay, just find out the most important one. Put effort there. Instead of we all should, including me, that we should put effort there. We find out the most important one for our context, and instead of going for the numbers, and then that number will come in our dreams and we will become more restless. Ki, oh my God, how much I have to read more. I'm just giving a personal advice. Do not go to the number game, otherwise we will become mad. Ki, how many we have to read more. Just find the most important one.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, now let's have some personal tips. These are from my side, like how to do some effective citations. Okay, for this, invite important people to the party. Yes, and by party I mean literature. And this I learned from the author I mentioned. Her name is Pat Thompson, and her blog is Patter. And I mentioned several links in my slides, which you can definitely check later on. She says that consider literature like a party. Okay, and if you are giving a party, and of course you want to bring the most important people to the party. Okay, and once you bring those most important people to the party, allow them to speak also. Okay, otherwise they feel offended. So similar way it goes with the literature review. In your literature review, whatever concept you have taken, okay, bring the most important authors related to that concept, and then allow them to speak, means cite them in a very solid way, so that you can put your whole argument upon their talk. Okay, so this I have taken from Patter's work. So it is a presentation on plagiarism, so I should not do any plagiarism here. So I'm just telling this when I'm sharing this idea. Ki I learned this from one of her blog. Because people get confused. How many literature review, how many papers in literature review, right? So just treat it like a party. And then again, different kind of party. If it is a birthday party, you know whom to invite. If it is your kid's birthday party, you know who his best friend, right? And whom should be invited and what should be in the menu. If it is your marriage party, you know that whom should be invited, right? And what should be the menu. Similar way it goes with the research problem. Based upon the research problem, based upon your team, based upon your budget, you should go for in detailing of the literature review. Okay, because there is no perfect answer how many papers to read, how much literature we should go through. Just we should use our common sense, treat it like, okay, how big is my party, what is my budget? So how much menu I can afford? So similar way, go with that same psychology when you do the literature review. Okay, how big is my team? What is my target? How much time I have for publication? And go as per that literature review. Okay. And then allow them to speak. That is very important. If you quote somebody, please do not quote them just for a very nominal definition or very less time. Give them a significant time in your paper, so it looks like yes, your argument is based upon some very solid work. So that is very effective citation. Second is cite papers from the journal where you are planning to publish. You must be already knowing this because you have much many good papers than me, of course. So wherever, in which journal you are planning to publish or similar journal, try to cite from them, because it is of course it could be possible they have not published at all related to that work. In that case, there is a strong chance they will not publish your work also, because they have never published related to that area. So you get a hint, right? Second thing is, reviewer also do a very quick check. Key, okay, let me see how many papers he has cited from my journal, or the journal at least I know. Okay, so it is very important. Key, you should have, otherwise that journal is not suitable for you, right? If you are not citing papers from that journal, or at least the sister journals next to that journal, so of course you are targeting a wrong paper, wrong journal. So but again, do not cite papers just for the sake of citation also, because they will easily find out that now you are just trying to bluff or trying to cheat. So we should not do that. Okay, next is use a good reference management tool like Zotero, which we are going to talk now. And let me see the time. Okay, now it is 4 o'clock. So we are which we are going to talk also, that how to use Zotero. Zotero is a free tool which you can use, and I'm using it. I used my PhD, and I will just give a very demo that how to use it. Use a good one, anyone with whichever tool you are okay with, and you can use at several platforms. So go ahead with that, but use a tool, because I'm still getting this advice from people कि references to sir हम copy कर लेते हैं and then we add one by one. So please do not give that advice doing manually references. So we should not do that. Okay, there are tools for that, and we should do that. I got this advice during my PhD, and I still got this advice. Okay, let me reveal in VU itself, right? So we know it's okay. I don't. It's our learning. I just curse their teachers, nothing else. So okay. Next thing is include possible latest papers. Okay. We should have the shoulders of the giants from the past, of course, but also include paper from the latest, what is latest happen, okay? Latest conversation, that is also very important. And I think this meme I found today morning only, and very interesting. So paper you are currently reading, and when we are reading that paper, we always become so curious about the also paper cited in that paper, and then we download them first, okay? I think the meme is, this picture is self-explanatory, where we should focus first. Okay, so even I am trying to focus first main on your paper which you are reading. Of course, you can make a note that this paper you will read further, but first read the paper which is in your hand first. Okay, do not go for the paper which are cited in the paper which you are trying to read. Okay, I think this is done here. I think now we can quickly go to the Zotero. Okay, so this is a Zotero software, and it is free and is easy to use tool. You can collect or collect citations from the internet, organize them, cite them, and share your research very nicely. So this is the code from the Zotero website only, and this is what Zotero looks like. Okay, anyone who has used Zotero by chance?
Sir, I've used, but not very often. I've used Mendeley. I prefer Mendeley more than Zotero because I'm comfortable with Mendeley.
Yes. Because there is no best tool. It is only the where you are comfortable in. So I'm okay with Zotero because it was free for me available. So I was using it, and so far it is going good. So this is what Zotero looks like, and this is our citations are here. And you can like these are the dictionaries. These are the folders. You can divide your collection of the papers. Actually, the links, not exactly the papers, but the links. And you can divide them based upon the work, like your dissertation citations, your science and empire citations, teaching citation, So all you can group here. And this is the metadata for every link. Metadata means this link, like this blue highlighted link, is looking like this because the data behind is this one. So which is called as metadata. So if you want to, if anybody want to fear you by metadata means why your HTML is looking like this, because there is a metadata behind it, which makes it looks like this. So this is the data behind which makes this looks like this. Okay. So this is the metadata. If you change here, your link will change here. Like if you change the title here, your title will change here. If you change the author here, your author will change here. As simple as that. Okay. So let's have a very quick how to do it. So and if you click here, when I will share the presentation, you can click and it will take you to the website, and you can go to the download. And like according to your computer, it will show like whichever computer you are working upon, and you have to download this, and you have to download this. Okay, this is called as the main software which will be installed in your computer, and which will be the like the repository for you, right? And second one is called as the connector. Connector means it will take the citations from the internet and it will store in your this repository. Okay, and this connector will be added as add-on to your browser. So like this time I'm using Chrome default, so it is showing Zotero add-on or Zotero connector for the Chrome, and you can install that also free. Okay, okay, till here is it clear? Can I go next? How to use it Zotero, how to use it?
Ajay sir, last
Yes, sir.
30 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So, okay. So this is, okay. Yeah. So let me give you one demo how it actually works. Okay. So do I have Zotero here? Yes. So if I click Zotero here. Okay. So this is the, these are the citations which are in my repository. Okay. So like even I created even for my own work, like so I can give the citation of my own work sometime, and related to different work. This is citation for me. Okay, bibliography for me. Now, okay. Before going ahead, let me make it very clear. It also works with MS Word, so you can integrate the you can download and connect it even directly for the MS Word. So you need to get the citation from the browser to your repository and connect. You can connect your repository with MS Word, and then you can directly cite from your MS Word. Okay, that is the one thing. Second thing, you can also use Zotero in your Google Docs. Okay, so if you're writing a research paper in Google Docs, because we have co-authors, so we usually do that. So so you can use Zotero even in the Google Docs. Okay. Now, okay, any one of you want me to show a demo, or is it okay and we can go ahead with the question answer for this session?
Demo, sir. Demo.
So demo.
Yes, yes, definitely. So like I use actually
So
Firefox.
demo of both, sir. How you are going to add it there in Zotero and how you are going to use it in your paper.
Definitely, completely.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm saying, yeah. So I use Firefox actually for my work. Like this is for VU work, Chrome and email and everything. Okay. So I did not have, I think, connector here. So I will just show you exactly how everything goes. Okay. So let me download first the connector. I think standalone is okay. You need to just download, and you will have one like this kind of window in your computer. This is okay. I think this should not be a problem of downloading. Okay.
Yes,
it will be empty. You will not have anything inside,
yes,
but you
yes.
have a window like this. Okay.
Yes.
This is fine, I think. After that, now let's get a connector. So you need to click on the install. Okay. Yeah, it will not work, of course, because it is an image. How stupid I am. I need to click here. Yeah. So it will take you to the connector, and see lots of people are using it. So definitely it's not a bad option. So add it can, yes, add it. So I hope, yes. So once it is added, you see, you will get a new, because I have lots of add-on here. So you see something like this, Zotero connector. Till here clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you get a Zotero connector. Now you have a software which is like your go down, where you can save all the citations. And now you have a tool which can help you to take the citation from the internet and keep in that. Now the thing is to find the research paper. So let's find Google Scholar. And let's give citation to me. Why not? So this is my paper, okay? And let's say you want to give citation to my paper. I will never feel ashamed making self-promotion, so please excuse me for that. It's okay. Okay, so yeah. So now if you go to Zotero, like this is Zotero here, connector, and if you click here, you will get this. If it says that the Zotero enables you to do this, but make sure that it is up. It is up means it is not closed and it is up, but it is up, I guess. Yeah, it is there. Why it is saying it is not there? Let me guess. Okay. Yeah, see, it is working. Yes. Okay. It was just showing a thing key. If your Zotero window is closed, so it will not work, right? So your Zotero window should be up, means it should be open. Then only this thing will work, and you have to go to the Zotero and see it is saying that saving to the manhole. So now if I go to here, manhole, and if you see the latest addition is highlighted in the gray. So handmade, okay, and by Kohli is already added there. So now it came to our repository, right? Now you think that it is a wrong paper, you can delete it, like go here and go to the move item to the trash, and it asks, okay, yes, okay. So it's gone. Let's do the whole exercise again. This is the work which you want to cite. So you need to go to your add-on and click on the Zotero connector add-on, and it will be saved. Now you can check in the Zotero whether it's saved or not. Come on. Maybe slow internet. Let me see. No, not saved. Okay. I don't know why it is showing that, but most of the time, like the last time, it will be here actually. So I hope internet is not destroying us. So let's try with some another paper. Let's try with some another paper. Let's say this is your paper and you want to cite it.
Ajay sir,
Yes, ma'am.
for this, we need to go to Google Scholar only, or any other paper if we get it as open source?
Any other database, any like EBSCO, Web of Science, any one you can use. If it is a very reliable source, it will definitely show and it will allow you to add, right? Even if it is a normal website, let's say do not go to this and we go to.
Yes, please show us for a normal website.
Like this is a WHO report. Okay.
Okay.
And you want to cite this report. And let's say this report is this one. Okay, and you are sure that you want to cite this report, Health in 2015 from MDG to SDG. Now, if you go right now, so it will see. Now, if you click here, now I'm worried why it is not going actually. Let's see. Yeah, it is going. See, it came here, Health in 2015, MDG to SDG, right?
Yes.
But it came as a screenshot. It is just a snapshot of a web page.
How you came to know that this is a snapshot? With that icon. With that icon, actually. Yes. Got it.
Yes. Actually, if it is a book, the icon will be book. If it is a research paper, it will look like a paper. If it is a thesis, it will look like a thesis. It makes changes icons actually.
Okay.
I don't know, somehow this Google has made this stupid thing all the add-ons are hidden here, as otherwise we cannot.
It can be done for any news article.
Yes. Let's say, let's check one news article also. Let's check NY Times. Let's say you want to cite this news article, right? And see, if you see here, the icon is becoming newspaper here,
Yes.
right? If you click here, yeah, you got a newspaper here inside a.
Now that manhole is a folder you have created, right?
Yes, 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 yes. And you can change here when you are saving it, right? So you think that this is not the right folder, so you can change
Okay.
the library here.
Okay. Okay. So that all those folders has been created by us.
Yes, yes. We can create as many as folders we want.
Got it. Got it. So we can create those folder considering what type of work we are doing, and it is related with
Exactly.
which research paper.
Exactly, ma'am. Exactly, exactly, exactly.
Thank you so much.
Like
And
I'm
now,
working. Yes.
now these are the details of this, that what all things are got captured for that particular citation, right?
Yes, in the metadata, like we just now we took this. So it is a newspaper. Like if you read here, it is self-explanatory. Item type is newspaper article.
Right.
Item title is this is the title. The author is this is the authors. There is abstract also here a little bit. Who is the publisher? New York Times is the publisher. This is the date, section, and all important sources like this. Actually, date and everything.
Okay. And the access date. Access
And the
date
access
also
date,
is
yes,
captured.
yes, yes. Access date
Right.
and when the date was actually it was released, everything. Okay.
Right. Right.
And still, if you think that any information is missing, let's say the edition, because New York Times has a Chinese edition, they have a global edition, and they have a US edition.
Right.
Okay. Let's say you want to say specifically it is a global edition. So you can add the metadata edition is global. So your edition is global.
No need to save. It will get saved.
Yes, yes.
You are writing and it is getting saved.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's say you want to write a place. It was exactly in China. So China, done.
Okay.
And let's say you want to say exactly the report was on page number 2. So page number 2.
Got it. Got it.
So and like this, and sometimes it is possible also the source which you are trying to cite, it is not at all available on the internet, right? So in
Right.
that case, you can create your own item also. Like you go here and you see what kind of a source you are trying to make a reference. Let's say you want to make a book.
Right.
You click on the book. So now you got an completely empty here, So now if you give the detail, then only the things will get added here.
Got it.
Okay. So if it is a book and later you think it is not a book, it is a book section. So you can click here and you can again change. So like see, if it is an artwork, if it is a book section, case, reference paper, dictionary, document, email, any source which you want to, because citation changes according to the type of the source.
Right.
That is why if it is a magazine article, so the metadata will be different.
Right.
If it is a interview, like you had some interview with somebody personally and you are citing that interview, so the metadata is different, like this way actually. So like if it is a thesis, then details are different. So, right, so this way we can change.
Right. Right. Now how we are going to take it there?
Yeah. Now how to bring it into the document.
Yes.
So now let's open one document. This MS Word. Okay, in the slides, I had given the link how to add this Zotero into your MS Word. You can watch this YouTube. It's a very small 7-minute video, and you can, in case you struggle, otherwise it is very easy. You just go to the MS Word Zotero connector and you click once, and it will be automatically done with your MS Word. If not, close everything, restart the computer, then definitely done. Still, if you stuck, watch this YouTube tutorial of 7 minutes. It will help you.
This plugin will get added as it gets added for Grammarly, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes. And still, if this video also doesn't work, so please catch me. I will be definitely help you with this. Okay. Now let's see how it brings all that material of citation from the Zotero website to the MS Word. Okay. So let's say this is my paper, and it is now completed. So lucky I am, okay, and I am adding the references now. Okay, so I hope writing paper has been this easy. So, okay. So now what you do here, we click here and yes, this window will come up and it will ask you what is the style of the citation you want. Okay, so make sure that which journal you are trying to follow and what kind of citation style they are using. And because now once you choose the style, all your citations and the references will be done accordingly. So let's say it has most of the styles, like we use APA 7th edition, max majority. And if you have any other, you can add them also manually, right? You can add the more styles. All maximum styles are available with it. But let's go right now for the APA 7th edition. And you just choose this, like you can choose like this, and the language you want, English UK, you can change the language also. And keep other things as the default setting. Do not mess with that and just click OK. Okay. Now this red window will come and now you can either type the title name or you can type the author name. And now let's see the magic, AUPAD. I'm writing Upadhyay and this will come and you have to either you just press enter and it will come like this, press enter one more time. And now you got the citation in your document. Okay, till here is okay. Shall I do one more time?
Yes, sir. Once more.
Okay. You need to click on this add citation. Now it will, that one time window will not come because already we have selected the style. So only you have to just remember the author name or the title. So there is somebody called Upadhyay. So anyone with anywhere in your citation, if you have UP, so all the things will come here. So you can say Upadhyay or maybe here. Let's say you want to cite this one. Then it will come like this and then just press enter. And you got the citation in your text, right? Now we need citation at the end. So now you need to go to the add here. I think this one. And you got at the end also. Okay, I'm just repeating the whole process one more time. Shall I?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm just closing this document, opening a new document so that no need to close it. We can have one more document. Okay, we just open a fresh document. So fresh doc and references. And we have the Zotero here. We click on the citation. It will ask you first time what kind of edition you want. We want APA 7 and language UK. Press OK, right? So it will I think kind of taking you to your Zotero and you can see whom you want to cite. Let me cite Stark, S-T-A-R-K, Stark. So Stark is here. I can press enter. Now it is inside. Press enter one more time. Now it is in your document. Okay. Now, if you want to write the whole citation, you need to click on the second option where you have books are there. Click here one time, and you got the details of the citations. How many are feeling so happy? You can just raise your hand. Who are really excited? Oh my God, I learned something really interesting. Okay, so thank you so much. So our effort is making some change. So that is good. Okay, if any query here, so and similar way, we go for the Google document also, right? Similar way, we have to go for the Google document. There is no change, just we need to add the add-on, like you want quickly, we can also do that also. Google Doc, where is Google Doc? Okay. And I hope it, no, blank. Okay, let's say even if it is here, so by mistake I just dig that. So okay, Zotero is here already. The add citation, so add citation. So okay, one more interesting thing about Zotero is that you have to you can and you should, I think, create a login for the Zotero, right? And why it is helpful, because in case someone stole your computer got burned, or you lost it, where will you get your citations? So all your citations will be saved in your account. Okay, and you can connect your account with the Zotero. Like this is Zotero. Let me get it escape. Come on. Let me connect it. Okay, I need to give permission. So yeah, Google has complete right on our life nowadays. So of course. So yeah, here is this one, same way, and okay. And again, similar way. Then let's say you want to type Tim. So this is Tim, this is done. And yeah, so Tim is here. So it is a different font. That's why Tim is coming big. Okay. Otherwise, it is the same way.
Just a
Right?
query, sir.
Yeah, please.
We have to search it when we are adding it. We have to search it with the name of that author, or we can search it with the name of the paper also.
You can search with the name of the paper also, but I think paper is very difficult sometimes. So author we remember usually. कि अच्छा इसने ये कहा था, उसने वो कहा था.
Okay,
So you
got it,
remember
got
by
it.
the
But either way it is possible.
either way it is possible. Yes. Yes.
Matlab
And
any word out of that
Yes.
name of the paper or the author, or
Yes.
maybe name of the journal.
Journal, I don't think so, but title and the author name.
Author. Okay, got it.
Yes. Because
Will be
I
more-
so far I have I always try author only. Yeah, so yes, ma'am, you were saying something. Sorry.
No, okay.
Okay.
My query is that.
So next thing is, if you what to do if you have more than one authors, okay, or if you want to make some changes, right? So if you have more than one author, still the thing is same. Let's say Stark came here, then let's say AB is an AB, okay, AB. Let's say one more BC, and either BE, okay. And now you have three authors which you want to cite together. If this thought came, these three authors, just press enter, and all your three authors in a single bracket, and where are the citations for them? So we got Stark, okay, we got Andy, Williams, and Stark, okay. 1 second, let me refresh it. Okay, we got okay. So we got for Stark, we got for Adil, and again we got for the Stark. Yes, okay. So we have 2 works in the paper and 2 citations here automatically. Yes. And now the good thing is, if you delete it from here, it will be automatically deleted from below as well. I hope. No? Please. I think it should delete. Okay. If you close and restart, it will delete actually. If you delete the paper from here, and when you update the bibliography, because we have not saved the document, it will delete from the below as well. So don't worry about that. Okay, yes. Some more queries. Okay. Hello, are we there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in Google Docs, can you just show in Google Docs how do you work in Google Docs? This was in Word, right?
Yes. Like just now we did one entry for Google Docs as well, this time ons and this. And similar way, if you go to the end of the document and you write here references, and after that Zotero and add bibliography. Because Google Docs is on the mercy of internet. So it goes with the speed of internet. So yes, so which you have given in-text citation, now you have the reference here. The style of working is same actually almost. Only the style of presentation is different. But still, if you get stuck anywhere, please catch me. I will be very happy to help you if you stuck anywhere. Yes, so after this, what do we have? Okay, addition to this, in case any one of you are working with some advanced tool like R or Python or any other programming language where you want to use your bibliography, so that is also possible. So like that's why I did not share it intentionally, why to kill ourselves more, but that is also possible. If any one of you are interested in future, so definitely we can share that also. So that's why I'm just skipping this slide. Okay, not much here. Okay. So now we can have some more questions. So luckily 5 minutes I saved this time, Rahul sir. So okay.
Yes, there is. So first question from my side only, sir. Maybe I don't know whether I missed or not because I was on admission counseling for two inquiries. So
Oh,
just
okay.
one concern, sir. Most of the time we write something paper, book chapter, and then give it for an similarity check, right? And then we found some percentage of similarity. And though while writing only, we'll try to make sure that we're giving a proper citation and the referencing so that the plagiarism should not be caught in the plagiarism. But yes, maybe it is that there is some kind of percentage there. Suppose 15% is there and we want to reduce it from 5%. So any tips or the tricks are there so that we can be used so that we can reduce. Once we got that similarity check, then how to reduce that?
See,
Because then we'll get the sources of that, right? We will get the sources from which we have used that particular data. But again, many of the time we think that, okay, we already given the citation, but something is missing over there. So any tips regarding this?
Okay. See, it may sound very old school, but I still believe honesty is the best policy. And I'm definitely not saying you are not honest. Okay, please don't say anything in that way. Still, whenever we work with the other papers, there is a strong chance some of our paper will come under the plagiarism, right? But again, the reviewers also go with the thing ki what kind of a plagiarism it is. That is also important. Is it your self work? Is the work is completely like you have taken and you're not given the source? That is the biggest problem actually. If it is exactly matching and you're not giving the source. Now, how to reduce it? Try to write in your own words. Okay. Never ever try to write ki I want to write that particular author. Of course, we will make the same style and try to copy that. And we will be, making that mistake. Just bring your voice inside the paper. It may look stupid. It may look ki it will not make any impression, but at least you will be outside from the game of the plagiarism when you write in your own words. Okay, when you write in your own words, so you will be safer at least from the plagiarism side. Now, there is no shortcut to reduce the plagiarism. Only thing is, if you can, then take a qualitative assessment ki which sources you can remove, right? So do not remove blindly ki maybe that is the most important source for your argument, right? So do not remove that. So remove few things which you afford to remove and still you can maintain your argument in your research paper, and then you can try to reduce. But if you cannot remove the sources because your argument is getting diluted, then of course there is no other way just to paraphrase or rephrase or rewrite the whole thing. There is no other way. Very clear.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. I just kept this meme, whatever it is. So I found it very interesting. It is my own actually, and which got good likes actually. 181.
How dare you, mouse?
From Globe, so many professors they like this actually, and I kept this mouse intentionally to challenge me to finish what you start. But I give it a little punch also. Ki how dare you to ask me to finish everything what I start? So, and many professors like it actually in Twitter. So I think with this, if we have some more questions, we can.
Ajay sir.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a question in the chat box by Yogesh sir.
Yes.
He says that whether Zotero is providing consolidated Excel sheet or not.
Yes, it can. It can. You can download the whole thing of your database, like let's say this one, and then you say export the collection, and you can export as a CSV format. And not only CSV, there are so many formats are there based upon the what tool you are using. You can export the whole thing actually.
And you can please give a small demo of how these folders are getting created.
Oh, yeah, just
add folders.
Yes.
Whether
See,
there is
just
any
right click on the empty space. Just right click on the empty space and new sub collection.
New sub collection.
Like new folder.
Got it.
That's it. It is a subfolder. If you want to have completely new folder, click here and then you say new collection. Then you say like PSD. So it is a completely new folder with the PSD.
Good. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, ma'am. Yes, I will just delete that. Otherwise, I will forget why I have written this. Okay, and you know, one more interesting thing is here. You can also create a timeline here. Let me just see if I can find out. Where was it? That was also very, and there are so many things actually here which you can do with it. And where was the timeline thing? That was very beautiful thing to do with it.
So it gives you reminder कि आपका
No,
वक्त खत्म होने वाला है.
no. See,
Time to finish your work.
no. It shows you timeline कि आपने periodically किस era के ज़्यादा papers choose किए.
Oh.
See,
Okay.
it is a timeline like this, and when you go from one year to another year, one second, मैंने शायद कुछ गलत selection किया है. Let me choose this one and now create a timeline. Are you able to see somewhere?
So click on the folder and then go to the tools.
Okay, because I'm sorry, bad memory. Yeah, create timeline. So now, if you just come here, yeah, see, can you see at the top? So
Yes.
you can see chronologically which year, how many authors you have cited. Like 2014, I have the 3 works.
Okay.
In 2013, I have 1 work. Like this, you know, you can create a complete timeline. So you know how much span of years of data or the work you have, you know, actually in your bibliography.
Yes.
This is also very interesting.
Right. So it shows you whether you are going recent or you are going to older data.
Yes. And how many papers and what are the papers?
Right.
Like if I say 2015 December, so I have these many papers from there, right? So yeah, it is interesting.
Good.
And like this, there are so many things actually which we can, you know, like duplicate items and so many, like tagging. Based upon the tag, you can, you know, bring the papers together or separate them. So like this, several things are there. And of course, immediately, if you are using it, as soon as you get it, go to the file section. No, sorry, go to the main file section and go to the preferences. This table is very important for you because here you need to, you can create your login for it actually. So there is one way where you can write, you have to write your login. Yeah, here, sync. Here you have to give your, you know, linking account, so that this account is linked with the cloud, and your every data here is saved in your account also. Okay, do that immediately and you will never lose your citations, you know, ever. That is very important. I think, yes, that's it from me. And thank you so much. It was very nice actually to hear.
Thank you so much, Ajay sir. Time to take a picture.
Yes. Yeah. So before the picture, sir, I would like to thank you and Dr. Omir Gautam for this wonderful session from last 1 month, which are there. And yes, thank you all the participants for being patiently listeners and coming with the questions. And I hope you have learned a lot of things from these sessions. After clicking the photo, definitely I'm going to share a feedback form link on the chat box. So click on the feedback form, fill the feedback form, then only leave the meeting, because then I'm not going to share any this feedback link on WhatsApp or the email. So yes, I request all the participants to switch on your video.
And if I can just add 2 lines with permission.
Yes, sir, please.
And thank you so much to Faculty of Management for giving me this opportunity, and you know, trusting me actually, कि just a stranger कि भाई ये कहाँ से आ गया सिखाने के लिए. So thank you so much for trusting me.
Sir, no one is a stranger here. Internet gives information about all intellectuals.
Thank you so much for trusting me, and you know, it was a good ride, you know, whole time, 2 sessions.
So we had a review, and so we had called you. So there was no danger there.
Yes,
We
Murtala
had
ma'am.
references and citations also about you. So thorough research done before inviting you, sir. And we are very happy that you came, Omvir sir, and you, both of you, delivering sessions. I'm sure from all the work that we are doing throughout the week, to come up with this presentation for 2 hours is not just it's easy, it's time consuming. And on behalf of Commerce and Management, we want to thank both of you for taking this time out, especially making those presentations, not just making and delivering them, but being ready to answer our sometimes silly questions, basic questions. and also making them available for us. I mean, it's not always that we have, resource people who are ready to share also such information and the PPTs. So thank you so much, sir.
Yes,
Thank you, sir, also.
Any study
you, ma'am.
material is required, so please, and I will share the slides, and they will come in the form of HTML, but you can, like, PDF printing, you can press the Control P and save as a PDF, so not at all an issue.
Yes, yes. So others are you switching on your video? Murdula ma'am, Supriya ma'am, Yogesh sir, Rahul Mate sir, Archana ma'am, and Amruta ma'am, Niranjan sir. If not, then we'll click this photo here.
Yes, I'm taking, huh?
Yes, ma'am, please.
I also took.
Done.
Yes, so yeah, I'm pasting the feedback link here in the chat box.